One of my students in the Pitch Right Guide group messaged me to have my suggestion on this. He was negotiating for a $250 per month job as a raider, but the dev is insisting he can only pay $150 per month. At this point, the dev was ready to ignore him totally. So what should he do? Should he walk away from the negotiation, or should he take the offer from the dev? Is there a way to get the dev to pay even more than $250? Well, we'll find out after the intro. This has always blown my mind, but 75% of you who watch my videos have not yet subscribed to the channel. Look, it doesn't hurt to hit on the subscribe button. Try it right now and see. Have you done that? Alright, let's move back to the video. So, what did he do? Did he take the cut? Well, he was indecisive and finally shifted ground and sealed the job at $150 per month. But what if he could have done better? What if he could have gotten even more than $250 instead of settling for $150? But before I explain what he could have done differently, I decided to know what others would have done if they were in the same situation. So I threw the question out to others and I asked them what they would have done differently. Why some people said they would have settled for that amount. Some believed he could have set himself up for a raise in the future. While these are good suggestions that would land you some jobs, you'll be limited in how much you can really charge. There will always be a limit to how much you can charge, and hardly would you be able to charge higher than a certain amount. But how can you break the limit and be able to charge higher without making it look like you're overcharging? I will explain this in a moment, but before then, I tried something out. I decided to prompt Alex Hormozi's AI Chatbot with this specific scenario and asked for suggestions on what to do in cases like this, and this was the result it gave me. And although it gave you a lot of suggestions, I will be looking at specific ones. For example, the first one is to reframe price as investment in value and not time, and that's by acknowledging their concerns directly but immediately pivot to the value-driven outcome. So your goal is to demonstrate that $250 delivers a higher value than $150. So the approach is to elevate the value of what you're offering and why it's worth $250 instead of $150. And even if you're going to go for $150, you should take out some part of the task you'll be delivering and make them understand that, okay, this is what you can deliver at $150, this is what you can deliver at $250, and give a very tangible justification for your decision so that they will be able to see, and then you leave them with the option to now decide which of the offers they will go for. A very close example of this is when one of my students was negotiating for a video editor role, and he was told to accept the token as payment. And what I told him was to split the offer, to accept USDT and then accept token as part of the payment and not just focus on token alone. He actually went ahead with the idea, still gave them the initial amount of USDT he would have asked for, which is $100. So he got $100 USDT and they're still offering to collect tokens from them. So the idea behind it is that you're making them understand that you're willing to accept token as part of your payment, but you're still staying on that price, on that $100. He still stayed on that $100. The response from them is that they came back and scrapped the whole token idea. They reasoned within themselves and came back to accept his own offer. But he didn't stop there. About a week later, he was able to negotiate for a $2,500 job for the same role. After the negotiation, he was able to seal the job. Thereafter, he was sent an upfront payment of about $1,500 or $1,000. Now, this is exactly similar to what I explained in my Pitch Right Guide group, where I said he could make the dev pay more than this, and that is by shifting the conversation from price discussion to the value he's going to be delivering. The dev is only negotiating based on time. It should be about what value he'll be able to accommodate within that $150 as against what he'll be delivering for a $500 price. So it won't be a discussion about time at all, but instead about value. So it's the dev that will now go back to consider, come back to accept whichever offer is okay with him based on value and not time. Talking about the Pitch Right Guide, If you want to understand how you can confidently approach dev and be confident of negotiating deals, check the link in the description to read every information about the pitch right guide.